Eyes. 6 feet, 5 inches of stacked muscle and chiseled features. Her eyes. He exuded a cocky confidence that was hard to miss and even harder to resist. Oh, my God. I think I'm pregnant just reading that.
You do realize that's from the book description, right? Not like a medical journal's assessment of peak human physique.
Eyes. Details, details. This is The Wildcat by Bella Matthews. People. Her eyes. And, if you're not already picturing a hockey, playing Adonis with a dad body that could melt glaciers, her eyes. You're listening to the wrong station.
I believe the term is DILF, and I'm fairly certain glaciers are already melting at an alarming rate. We don't need fictional hockey players exacerbating the problem.
You're such a buzzkill.
Welcome back to Heartbook Radio, where we dissect romance novels like a frog in high school, biology messily, and with questionable ethics.
Eyes. And I am here to provide the intellectual ballast to this shipwreck of a show. Today, we are tackling The Wildcat, a book that's apparently so good it defies the laws of physics and romance tropes. No third act breakup. What fresh hell is this?
It's called progress. People are tired of the same old song and dance. They want a man who falls first, falls hard, and stays fallen, like a very attractive, very muscular Domino.
Eyes. I'm fairly certain the author just forgot to write the breakup scene. Or maybe she ran out of ink. Or paper. Or plot.
You're just jealous because no one's ever described you as 6 feet, 5 inches of stacked muscle.
I have a PhD. I don't need stacked muscle. I have stacked knowledge.
Let's talk about Everly Sinclair, our resident evil twin, which, by the way, is a terrible nickname.
Eyes. It's a reference to her supposedly wild nature. Though, from what I gather, her eyes, her wildness mostly consists of wearing fashionable clothes and having feelings. The horror.
She's a cheerleader and a fashion designer. It's like Elle Woods and Barbie had a baby, and that baby was afraid of commitment. And she had a traumatic past. We can't forget the trauma.
Yes, the off-page essay is a significant plot point, handled with the delicate touch of a romance novel.
Then there's Cross Wilder. Oh, Cross. Single dad, hockey star, real life Flynn Rider. Is he too good to be true? Yes. Is he also incredibly hot? Double yes.
Eyes. He's described as suspiciously perfect, which, in my experience, usually means he's either a serial killer or a robot. Or a serial killer robot.
Don't ruin this for me. He's a DILF. A DILF. He's basically a walking, talking thirst trap.
Eyes. And his defining characteristic seems to be relentless pursuit of a woman who initially rejected him, which, in the real world, her eyes would be grounds for a restraining order.
It's romantic stalking. There's a difference. He leaves her a shoe, like Cinderella.
Eyes. Cinderella didn't have a restraining order against Prince Charming. Because, fairy tale?
Don't forget the supporting cast. Maddox, the flirty friend, Aries, the hilarious brother, and the Sinclair and Kingston families. It's like a family tree designed by a spider on caffeine.
Her eyes. It's a tangled web of interconnected characters from previous books. A veritable Gordian knot of romantic entanglements.
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. Is this book actually any good? Or is it just a sugary DILF-fueled fantasy?
Well, the reviews are mixed. Some call it a masterpiece of modern romance. Her eyes, others say, it's a confusing mess of interconnect, characters and unrealistic expectations.
One reviewer said, "Cross Wilder welcome to my endless collection of book boyfriends." Another said, "The way he treats both Everly and his children will make you melt. I'm melting just thinking about it."
Eyes. And then we have this gems. I'm not really into hockey romance, but the author makes you get the picture of hockey. So, her eyes. They liked the book, despite disliking the entire genre. That's illogical.
Logic has no place in romance. It's all about feelings and abs and stacked muscle.
Eyes. And apparently, a complete absence of conflict. No third act breakup. Eyes. It's like a unicorn riding a roller coaster, fantastical and probably nauseating.
I got a fake listener email here. It says, "I'm a single dad who plays hockey. Am I automatically a DILF? Asking for a friend."
I highly doubt that's a real email. And the answer is probably not. Unless you also possess the ability to exude cocky confidence.
Another fake email. "If Everly were a sandwich, what kind of sandwich would she be?"
That's an absurd question. But if I had to answer, I'd say she's a deconstructed BLT. All the components are there, but they're deliberately kept separate, refusing to do like us and commit to being a sandwich.
I'd say she's a spicy tuna melt. A little bit dangerous, a little bit cheesy, and definitely hot.
All right, time for the rating. On a scale of 1 to 10 broken hockey sticks, how many do you give the Wildcat?
Given its blatant disregard for narrative structure and realistic human behavior, I'd give it a 3. 3 broken hockey sticks, representing the shattered dreams of anyone seeking a logical, well-paced romance.
Yes. You're a monster. I give it 10 out of 10 melted hearts. It's a DILF-tastic, swoon-worthy, ridiculously entertaining red. It's the literary equivalent of a sugar rush bad for you. But, oh, so good.
That's all the time we have for today. Folks, join us next week when we tackle the misadventures of Baron von Snugglepuff, a historical romance about a time, traveling cat, and a grumpy duke.
I'm already regretting this.
Tune in to Heartbook Radio, where the only thing wilder than the books is our opinions.